Napier's method for long multiplication, a rather nice way to perform long multiplications, and it is in fact the way that I would normally answer such questions. Let's do this by means of an example. We're going to calculate 3.6 times by 7.8. The first thing is, when multiplying numbers together involving decimal points, ignore the decimals to begin with and simply multiply 36 by 78. What I do, however, is just find out approximately what the answer should be. So if I round up these numbers to the nearest whole number, it's about 4/8, which are 32. Right, first of all we draw a grid down, and the grid should look something like this. Next job, we put in, and I usually use a different colour, these diagonal lines. Now the next job is simply to perform the multiplications as follows. We're going to do 3 times by 7, which is 21, 6 times by 7, which is 42, 3 times by 8, which is 24, and 6 times by 8, which is 48. Above the green line in each of the boxes we put the tens, below the green line we put the units. So 3 sevens first, 21, and you'll see how these are filled in. Okay, so just spend a second having a look at this to see how I fill the table in. Right, the last job is just to now to add down the diagonal lines. Just watch me do this. So the first one just has an 8 in it, so I write an 8 at the bottom, as you can see. Now between the next two green lines there's a 4, a 4 and a 2, which gives me 10, so I write a 0 down and we carry a little 1 across to the next addition that we're going to do. So we now have between the next two green lines 4, 1 and 2, which gives me 7, plus the 1 that I carried across, which gives me 8, so I put an 8 in there, and then for my last addition there's only a 2 there, so I put a 2 in. So I've got the digits 2808. So what that means is that 36 times by 78 is 2808. And now I can go back to the original problem. I knew the answer was approximately 32, so the only place that makes sense for a decimal point is after the first 8. So the answer is going to be 28.08. And there's the final answer. Play back the method if you so desire, and then give it a try yourselves. You can use a calculator to check if it's worked for you, but really rather nice method for doing long multiplications.